my book, Reassembling Rubbish, which is about the worlds of electronic waste. I think one of the most surprising findings was that thinking of e-waste as all about what consumers put in the garbage is actually a very strange way of framing it as a problem, because most of the waste related to electronics happens before consumers even purchase their devices. So in manufacturing, and then again in upstream of that in mining, there's a need to organize as citizens to affect change upstream through demanding legislation. If we confine our public decision making to only what to do with electronic waste after it already exists, then in effect, well, we're dealing with the smallest part of the problem, and we're saying democracy should stop with waste after it already exists instead of doing anything about it before it exists in the first place, which is by far the most important thing to be doing. That can sound quite abstract, but there are lots of concrete examples we could talk about. Examples in the EU, in the European Union, we have the ROHS, Reduction of Hazardous Substances legislation. We have the REACH legislation. Neither of those are specifically about waste per se, but they are about affecting the chemical makeup of manufactured products. So by reducing hazardous substances in those products, they ultimately have an effect on waste as a consequence, because they change the chemical makeup of it.
It has also been said, correct me if I'm wrong, that nowadays some electronics are made to last quite a short time so that people would buy more of it. Is that true? And if so, then how does it affect our electronic waste?
Yeah, there is some truth to that. Planned obsolescence is a term people might have heard of, and it is a problem. It's hard to really sort of say definitively that specific design changes are about having a short lifespan for the device, and what is and what isn't deliberate. There have been specific design changes. For example, the shift from using things like screws to using adhesives or glues to keep components together. The reason that's a problem in a variety of ways, but one is that it makes it difficult to repair items if and when they break down. Repairing is one of the areas where, say, you and I as individual consumers have at least some power to make a difference. Depending on our available skills, our time, and these kinds of things. Anything that keeps an existing device working longer conserves the materials and the energy embodied in it from the manufacturing process, and before that from the mining process. And as a consequence, it is to do repair or maintenance is a form of conservation. So that does help. But there are limits to that, again, as individual consumers. It really is action that needs to be organized. And it's something that if repairability is designed out by the brand manufacturers, then you and I as individuals lose even that power to conserve through our own devices.